Okay, everybody. Hey, this is Lily Decker. Welcome to the Women of Top Team Hangout. We're so glad that you are able to join us tonight. Letitia, Merlin, and myself are on. We're going to discuss with you some really cool stuff that's in the pipeline with INFINii. I'm super excited about it, and we're super excited to share it with you because this is new information. If you are in our INFINii lists or you're not involved with INFINii yet, you probably aren't aware of some of the stuff that's coming on down the line. We have details. We had a great corporate webinar that was for members only, and I have been chomping at the bit to share it with people, and this is such a great forum to do it. So wanted to be able to take some time with you to explain that, because most people and mostly what you're focusing on right now, which is strictly the e-commerce training, right? You probably are well aware that we have world-class, state-of-the-art e-commerce training on the drop shipping or retail arbitrage model on eBay, shopping and scanning for profits on Amazon. We have other trainings, to develop Shopify as a e-commerce source, and really going to crazy on Amazon as well. So that we have that, and what works well. Many of the people in our team and in the company are doing extremely well with e-commerce. And so that's pretty much, the information that you have been getting. But Letitia and I wanted to spend some time tonight really giving you some more information and really opening up, possibilities for you. I'm just super stoked about this because it's a very non-traditional business model. It's going to open up doors for you that are going to be really cool. Whether you want to learn how to refer others or not, there's still other ways that you can earn income with INFINii. So just wanted to spend some time sharing that with y'all so that you know what's going on, because this is a really incredible, awesome opportunity. Even if you are not a team builder, even if you are someone who just potentially wants to focus on e-commerce, there are other ways in here for you to earn from our rewards plan, just focusing on e-commerce and not recruiting. But if you are a recruiter, the information that we're going to give you, if you are people that like to build businesses and build network marketing businesses, this is really going to interest you because it's really phenomenal. So I have quite a few pages of notes here. We have some very detailed information. I'm going to deliver it to you, and Letitia's going to deliver it to you too as well, in layman's terms as best we can, because of course the purpose is to share information and not confuse you. And we promise as soon as we have detailed presentations, we will forward them out to you so that you can view them. I know people like to look at charts and visuals as well. So as soon as we have access to that, we'll absolutely let you know. Before I move on to the deeper part of what's going on in INFINii, I just wanted to let you know that within INFINii, we do have some great tools that come along with our membership. One of them being the auto listing creator, which helps you build listings really quickly, and that is awesome. But there's another tool coming very shortly, and in fact, we are going to see it. The members we are going to see it tomorrow evening on another corporate webinar. But what that is basically, it's going to allow you to do tracking. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically what you do, and when you first start out, when you come into our system, we teach you how to do drop shipping on eBay, what we loosely call drop shipping on eBay. You're listing items on eBay high, and you're buying them low after they sell and selling at a profit. The issue with this is it's great. It's a great business model, but the hard thing is, the more and more listings you get, one of the issues is that you have to keep track of the places that you're sourcing it from to make sure, number one, the price hasn't changed so you can stay profitable, and number two, that the item is in stock, because you're like, somebody buys it and you go and you're like, oh, it's not there. So INFINii is going to be putting in an awesome tracking system. I have seen glimpses of it, and it really looks awesome. And that'll be in the membership and available for you. So, Lucius, if you have anything you want to say about that, I would love to hear it, because I know your items. I don't know if you're using another program, if you're tracking them with a spreadsheet or tracking them however else. I definitely would like to get your take on it. I focus a lot on Amazon, so I'm loving to hear if you're super excited about this.
I am wicked excited about this because for the longest time I was just manually tracking them myself, and I would like spend an hour every day going through some of my items, especially my bigger price items, to make sure that they hadn't changed or that they hadn't gone out of stock. And it was such a pain in the hiney, because you just never knew, and you couldn't keep up with all of them, especially when you've got several hundred listings. And you know, the worst feeling in the world is to get a sale and then go to take care of it and find out that you had missed that item changing or going out of stock. And we finally gave in and started paying for another company to help us keep track of that. But even with that, that was a lot of work, because we had to manually go in and give it our items that we already had listed, where we'd gotten them from, you know, and do all this link up. And then after the fact, it would go through and check it and then send us an email to let us know, you know, hey, there's been a price change, or this has gone out of stock. Or even like today, I had a couple of messages that some items that I had been out of stock or back in stock now, and what their new prices were. And I'm like, yay, I love this. But it was a lot of work to set up. It took several days to get all of our stuff put in there. And even now we have to go back and manually put in each day's new listings so that they stay in there. So to know that the company that I'm already putting a lot of my time and effort into, and the one that I'm paying a set price for, is going to now offer this, and I don't have to pay an outside company to do it. I just think it's the greatest thing, because once again, it makes us a tighter knit community, and it makes the business itself just that more sufficient for me as a person.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. And I, just so people do know, INFINii is a sister company to DSD, and they do have tracking software in there now. But I know that, you know, they have really learned from that. They've taken what they've learned. They are aware of how the other companies operate, and what they do. So they have been been working on this for a long time. The auto listing creator in INFINii works extremely well as well. So I know that this is going to be a really great version. I know it's going to work well. I know it's going to be excellent, and it will integrate. That'll be the great thing. It's already, I mean, you've already integrated your tools in the back office with the auto lister and things like that, and then to be able to just, you know, import, you know, all your, you know, your listings into the tracker and do that as well, and you have the sources easily because it's all in one place, is just going to be such an, you know, just an easier thing for people. So I was like, I knew you were going to be super excited about that, because I mean, that's a get that saves you so much time throughout your day. And those of you who aren't, you know, involved with e-commerce, yeah, you got to get an idea there. When Nutricia is saying, you know, she's got several hundred listings, she's got to check them daily, you know, just for stocking. That is time. So whenever you can automate that, of course, it's going to save you a lot of time. And the fact that it's going to be in the back office of INFINii now is going to be even nicer, because again, when she's go ahead and listing items right there in INFINii, in the back office in there, I mean, you're going to be able to integrate right there in that same place, and be able to track them as well. So I know I'm super excited for that to come. I mean, I know people have been super excited. So just so all you people out there know, it's another reason to get involved with INFINii, because again, this is going to be offered to you and as part of our, you know, membership. So awesome tools.
Yes, very awesome tools.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to jump now. So that's a little bit about strictly the e-commerce side. You may or may not know, those of you who are on this webinar, that there is something called a rewards plan. Depending on, you know, what information you've seen, there's a rewards plan associated with INFINii. And what that means, because this is a network marketing company as well, we do, that is a stream of income that you can develop by sharing INFINii with other people and growing your team and helping them to succeed using e-commerce, and helping them learn how to reach other people if they want to. The compensation plan that INFINii first came out with, was really incredible. It was groundbreaking. It was really revolutionary. I mean, I love the leaders of the company because they're really willing to go out there and really push the boundaries of what they can do for people. And it was an interesting compensation plan. It was excellent, still is excellent, but understand. I was just talking with Letitia's husband here a few minutes ago, and the nuances of it were difficult to understand. It had a lot of moving parts. It was ingenious, but not very easy for people to explain to others. Like, how am I getting paid? What does this mean? And I know I'd gone through it many, many times. And I'm not a specialist in binary, binary trees and binary compensation plans either. So I really had to learn a lot. But it was very difficult to explain to other people, and it was very difficult to grasp. So if you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, it's okay. If you didn't know how confusing it was before, just understand that it is a lot easier to understand now. For those of you who have been looking at the current compensation plan and trying to make heads or tails of it to determine whether or not it's a good thing, or if you understand how it works, I'm going to give you a little bit of information on it, because this will help you as well. So in the old compensation plan, beginning ranks, they got paid on personally enrolled people, and volume in their smaller leg. We had a binary tree, so you had one leg of your business and then another leg of your business, and we basically got paid on our smaller leg, which is basically our personally built leg. And so that's good. I mean, it rewards you for your efforts, which is great. But there are some things that people wanted to do to be able to reward their teams a little bit better and not be confined by that weaker leg. So the new plan, they changed the new plan to the new plan. What they wanted to do was really increase commissions for people. So in the old plan, when you would sign up somebody new, refer somebody new to INFINii, you would get 15% of their membership fee. You would get that. There are other things you could get as well, but that was an initial money that you would first get. They've gone ahead and they've increased that to 25% on your personally enrolled people, which I'm very happy about that. A lot of people do utilize paid traffic, like Bing advertising or Facebook PPC or other types of things. And when you're first starting out, when you're first building your team, for a very low return on those low commissions on those personally enrolled people, it was when you're first getting started, you're not getting your return on the money that you're spending on the marketing. So I'm really excited that they're increasing that. It's more right now money up front. I mean, you get it quicker and it's up front. So 25% on personally enrolled people to increase immediate commission. So I thought that was really, really excellent. They do have milestone bonuses too. There's different ranks that you can hit within INFINii, and that just means business volume, and that could come from a number of places, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But for example, when you hit the first rank of manager, you get a $50 bonus. When you hit the next rank, I believe, of regional manager, then you'll get like $100 bonus. And there's different bonuses that you get for hitting different ranks. And incidentally, what they've done now too is they've made the ranks a lot easier to attain. They've reduced the business volume that you need to attain those ranks. I mean, that's awesome. Because when you get to additional ranks. It opens up additional, portions of income to you that are available in the organization. When you hit certain ranks, you get a larger percentage of commissions. So that is really excellent. You can earn, I don't want to spend too much time on details like that, because I know you can't see the visual. I know you can't, you just have to go based on, you're listening to what I'm saying, and I don't want to confuse you. So those are some basics. I mentioned the dual team structure, and that means you start out with one person on one side and one person on the other, and then you build under those people. That's basically, you have two sides to your business. And we used to have INFINii Pay, where you would earn INFINii Pay in your organization as it built out, and people that you came in were recruiting. You would start to earn something called INFINii Pay, again, when you hit certain ranks and certain levels, but only in your lesser leg. Only in your lesser leg could you earn that. And what they have gone, what INFINii has gone ahead and done is they have gone ahead and they have said, we're going to allow you to earn on new growth in your entire organization, not just your lesser leg, but your entire organization. So that is very exciting. That opens up a lot of possibilities, and it's just going to make it a lot easier for people to generate those incomes. So I'm super excited about that. And then on top of that, when you hit the rank of regional manager, you can start earning a percentage of what your personally sponsored people, if they're earning money in INFINii Pay, if they're recruiting people and building a team, then if you personally sponsored them, you're going to start getting like a percentage of what they're earning as well once you reach that level. So these are some really exciting things. I know it's kind of hard to understand that, just not being able to see the structure and not seeing the numbers and having visuals to go along with it. And again, I promise we'll get that to you. But it's a whole lot easier to understand. It gives you the potential to really earn more across your whole organization. It's going to make it easier for you to earn, and I'm pretty excited about that, because it's just going to make it easier for people in the teams and building their businesses to earn. I don't know if any of you are familiar with a holding tank. It's a term that's used especially when you place people in a binary tree, when you for placing people because you want to maybe help them earn. You're maybe looking at people who are building and you're trying to structure your team in such a way as to maximize volume, so that you get paid more and that people get paid more. But it's hard in a binary system to do that. It's very hard to control it. So what they have done, what they're doing is they're putting in something called a holding tank. And that means that's a place where your personally sponsored people are going to be put. And then you can look to see if someone in your organization is building, if they're recruiting people, if they're sponsoring, if they're starting to build, you can help them. You may have a personally sponsored person, but you can take them out of your holding tank, move them underneath this person that's building and growing that you personally sponsor. And what that's going to do for them, they'll be able to earn money on that person. They'll be able to earn they'll be able to earn INFINii Pay for that person. They'll be able to use that business volume that person is generating in their business. They'll be able to take credit for that for rate advancements and things like that. Really very powerful, because when people are getting help, when they're able, to get help and you're able to directly help your people like that, people stay. People they're excited. They want to stay longer. They want to you know, work harder at it and get results because, you know, you're helping them and they're able to do that. We weren't able to do that before. We were not able to do that. It was not easy to do that. The only way we really had to do that before was to be able to talk to somebody beforehand and say, okay, well, I mean, you could go ahead and, I would not say sacrifice, but give away somebody that you were going to directly recruit and just give them to one of your team members. And you could do that, but it was much more cumbersome, and it wasn't as lucrative either. So they've fixed that, and I'm super excited about that because as a team builder, you are going to be a lot more successful if you have another mechanism to be able to help people. It builds your organization, but builds their organization too. It makes you all tighter fit, and it just is, it's going to be good for everyone involved. I mean, so I am really super excited about that and being able to do that. I know, Lucia, that your husband Joe is working on the affiliate side. And I know we talked about this briefly, but I'm sure he's probably sitting there next to you listening. And I'm wondering if you guys have any comments on anything that I'm mentioning so far, because I'm sure he's super excited about it.
You know, he is super excited, but he actually had to leave the room just a few minutes ago. But you know what I would like to say, and because really I'm not doing the affiliate side, he is, so I really don't know the ins and outs like you do, but I just like to point out that once again, this is another area that I've seen between you and him and some other people talk about where we were lacking and had issues, and our wonderful leaders, you know, INFINii stepped in and said, let's fix this. And that is just one of the things I really love about INFINii, and I can't say enough, is I love that they always say, okay, we want the best for everybody, so what can we do to fix things and make it the best for everybody? And this seems to be one of the areas that they are doing a good job at that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's one of the things I think is really different than a lot of other companies. I mean, they really do take a lot of input from the field. You know, things that are working, things that aren't. They talk about the things that aren't, you know, and then they really work to rectify it in as timely manner as they can. And I'm just really excited by this. I think this is going to make a huge difference in people's businesses. And I will mention real quick, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it, but one of the things that you're also going to be able to do in INFINii is you're going to be able to refer vendors. And that would be people who sell physical products, right? Maybe you have a relationship, or you can develop one once you know that you can do this, with somebody who, you know, has a business where they, you know, wholesale products. You know, they supply to larger chain stores, or they, you know, however they do it. You can refer those vendors to INFINii, and that can be a source of income and business volume too. And I'll explain that a little bit more in a little bit. But those vendors they can also, if you refer a vendor, they can go in the holding tank as well. And what's really cool about that is you can place those vendors under specific areas, specific people in specific areas of your business to help grow their business volume as well. So it's not just other people that are coming in that you can place in certain locations. It's vendors, and that's really cool, because one of the ways that you're going to be able to earn you know, business volume again is referring these vendors. Whenever they sell an item, all of us in there, we're going to be like in there buying up these items from vendors, because you know why we're going to be buying those items from vendors? Because we're going to turn around and sell them on eBay and Amazon and make a profit. So every time one of us, you know, if I buy 1,000 units from one of these vendors, there's going to be, you know, 1,000 transactions. You know, each one of those transactions is going to be business volume for somebody. Every time somebody within the system purchases a product from the vendor, it's going to generate some business volume somewhere in the organization. So how cool is that? It doesn't just have to be people that you're referring to in INFINii. It can be vendors. So that's super exciting. I know there's a lot of people, if you didn't know that before, you know it now. And that is super, super exciting.
You know, Julie, I'm really excited about the vendor thing also because, you know, one of the things that my husband wanted to do when he got involved in this was to help other people the way that we're getting help. And, you know, you're talking about some big vendors already doing stuff, but this is also an opportunity for some new vendors who are just getting into the whole marketing scene, and they've got like their little niche stuff that they're just starting out with. This is a chance for them to grow bigger and produce more of their stuff out there also.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great point because, you know, and, you know, people that are, you know, even just starting their businesses, or they have some brands that, you know, they've really they're launching them. They want to take it to the world. And, you know, this could be a great place for them. You know, I mean, you know, we can just go ahead and make relationships with them and, you know, help them build their brand, and, you know, we can make profit as well, you know, because especially, you know, they're getting started, they'll be, you know, more willing to offer those great discounts on those products so that, you know, put them in people's hands and turn around and sell them. So yeah, it's a great way to help those people as well. I will mention too that, you know, if you're an international and you're in another country, this could be huge for you. You know, I have a member in India who has, you know, a company that sells a lot of handcrafted items, and was so super excited to be able to get involved, to be able to get his items into the marketplace. I think that's so exciting. I mean, you really can have a global business. You can refer people that are across the globe now and help them connect with, you know, people that are looking for their products. I mean, because this system is going to be set up so that they can get into our system and they can be able to market to people who are in their country, you know, or they can go ahead and they can send items into our warehouse, and I'll get into that in a little bit too, and they can sell in the States too, or get access to that too. So I'm really excited about that whole thing as well. I think, you know, this is the future of e-commerce. You aren't going to see this anywhere else. I mean, this is a company with a big vision. But I think I see this is an industry leader. I mean, they're positioning themselves to dominate the e-commerce supply chain, and I really feel 10 years, I mean, people that are involved now and building it now are, you know, our future millionaires. So I'm super excited on that. Okay. Notes, let me move on here. Okay, so I made another note here, and I want to make sure I'm going in order, because boy, I can take some notes here. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about here too is INFINii Marketplace. And Marketplace is basically, you know, it's kind of like Amazon or eBay. It's a marketplace. It's a place where you can buy and sell goods. So that's where you, I mean, if you think big picture, like I said, I refer to a member or a vendor from India. You could refer people from anywhere in the world, and maybe they only want to sell to customers in India. If they're from, you know, if they're from, you know, I don't know, Russia, and they only want to sell to people in Russia, then the INFINii Marketplace can help them do that. It's kind of like having little e-commerce sites available for everybody. But the INFINii customers can purchase these products at wholesale and distributor prices, and then sell them on eBay, Amazon, and so on and so forth, and other places. And what they're going to do is, so if you are an INFINii customer, meaning you have the Prime Surge or Excel membership, and you're able to purchase products from these vendors, if they're selling in your particular jurisdiction or where you're located, your geography, then there are going to be different levels of pricing. So Excel membership, which is the highest level of membership, they'll be able to get the products at a much better discount, and so they can increase their profit margins. And then Surge will get the next best, and Prime members will get the least amount of discount on these products. So just to give you some idea about how that's going to work. And you know, that is really great, because really the way this is supposed to work is when you start out at the Prime membership, you start, you build, you grow, you increase your margins, you increase your capital, you go up to Surge, you add on the next step, you grow the business bigger. Again, it's getting large, and you get up to the Excel membership, and now you've built a business where you can purchase volume product. You can purchase large amounts of product because you have the capital to do it, and you're going to be able to get the discounts on the products that you need to really make that money work well for you. So I'm really excited about that as well. I think that this is really just going to be this is very different than anything that is out there right now. We're going to have a lot of people that have a lot of access to a lot of stuff, and I know it's going to be like a free-for-all. We're going to be in there like going crazy. So I just wanted to mention that as well. And just to let you know, again, business volume can be generated here. So if I refer a vendor to the marketplace, and they go ahead and they get set up in the marketplace, every time someone buys one of their items, I'm going to get basically business volume for that. That's going to go into my business volume, and I'll earn commissions on that. So that is really super cool. That's awesome. I'm I'm verklempt. It's hard to make me speechless. And this is really strong. It's stronger for the partners that are involved, the affiliates that are involved, and it's stronger for the customers too, for the people who, you know, they aren't affiliates. They're just doing e-commerce, but this is a strong business model for them too, because they're able to get access to this stuff. This is additional places for them to get access to products that they can turn around and sell. You know, we do have some great vendors and things out there right now, but this is stuff that, you know, we're going to have access to that not a lot of other people know about. So how cool is that? You know, I'm super excited for everybody that's involved right now. I don't know if you have any comments on that, Letitia, before I moved to the INFINii stores, but
I was just going to agree with you. I am super excited about the marketplace also, because I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of people on both sides of the fence here. Because I mean, to know that there's going to be a place that we can go that is just for our family, and that we're not competing with everybody out there, I think is going to be amazing. I think it's going to make transactions smoother. I think it's going to make it just so much easier to do what we already do.
Yeah, definitely will. And one thing that I will say about INFINii is that if you haven't grasped it yet, we are definitely moving to a transaction-based company, right? Everybody, you know, if you go to the bank, you get charged a transaction fee for, you know, when you use the card, or when you know, if you transfer money, there's a transactional fee, or anything that you use. Now, this business, I mean, and it works. It works. You're providing a service. So we are becoming a very transactional-based company, and that is just that's very smart. You know, that is how the largest e-commerce giants are winning the game right now, and we are running right along with them. So I'm going to move on to something called INFINii Stores, and what this is it's basically a website. We have something that you can set up that is a website where you can sell your own products. You might compare it to like a WooCommerce or a Shopify store or something like that. So this is great because if you are an international member, if you're somebody that is in a country right now where you're not able to sell on eBay or Amazon, this is something that you can utilize. You can use INFINii, and you can use it to create your own store and list products onto it and drive traffic to it and produce sales. And every time a product sells, business volume is generated. So that is really cool because, you know, you're generating business volume when the item is being purchased at your store, and business volume is being generated on everything that's being sold. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's very powerful. I think this is going to be open a lot of doors for our international members. And sometimes even, you're an international member, maybe you can sell on eBay and Amazon, but maybe there's not a lot of traffic in your company, and you're trying to do what you need to do so that you can start selling on the .com sites in the US. And this is something that you can utilize and build in the interim while you are doing that. So I'm really super excited for our international vendors when it comes to eBay stores as well. I'm going to plan on utilizing this myself for my brand of products. Absolutely. And it's just, again, it's something that's a lot of doors for people. And again, this is all going to be able to be accessed from within one portal, from within, your INFINii dashboard. You'll be able to access all of this. So Hitesh said something the other day that was just really, really profound. And I want you to think about this, because this really just doesn't incorporate just INFINii. Okay, when you think about these stores here, you can set up these stores, and anybody can. You're driving traffic. Anybody can go to these stores. Anybody. Your store is visible on Google. Your store is visible. You can run Facebook ads to it. What you're getting paid for is retail activity to the end consumers that have nothing to do with the compensation plan or the company at all. Guys, that is huge. That is powerful. I hope you just heard what I just said. It isn't all just dependent on what's going on within the INFINii culture itself. There's a lot going on there, which is awesome. But you're going to be generating business volume that's coming, from, outside, from the world, from people who are shopping your sites, and this is extremely powerful. This is extremely powerful for you if you just grasp what I just said. So super excited to share that as well with the INFINii stores. So you'll be able to set up your own websites to sell your products. I know we're going to have training to drive traffic to the sites and to do all that stuff too. So I'm not going to spend any more time than that on that, because there's a few more things to cover. And I will just move on after that. So that was talking about the INFINii stores. And I'm going to move on to INFINii vendors now. We talked about vendors a little bit. And vendors who have wholesale or distributor products, they want to find people who want to buy those products. They want to find those people. A lot of vendors out there, it's really interesting, really, they don't have, it's not easy to find them sometimes. It's really, not. So I'm super excited about this, because these vendors, they want access to our 200,000 customers, the people that are a part of INFINii. They want access to these people because they know we are specifically looking for products to buy and to turn around and flip and sell on eBay and Amazon and Shopify and Bonanza and all that. So they know we are looking for that. So having said that, I want to let people know, if you are a vendor, or if you know a vendor, somebody who wants to, maybe they want to create brand awareness, or maybe they want to start developing an online presence, or maybe they want to get access to more people. Maybe they want that, they need their business to take off a little bit more. I want you to hear this. And even if you're a vendor that's overseas, I want you to hear this. Or if you're thinking about a vendor who's overseas, maybe in Indonesia or somewhere, a vendor utilize our warehouse, our INFINii warehouse, our shipping and fulfillment, and do all that. So if you want to be able to access or make it easier for people to get access to your products in the US marketplace, or to do that, you'll be able to utilize the INFINii warehouse and our, what we were calling fulfilled by INFINii, or FBI. So that is really exciting. That's going to open up some doors for overseas vendors to get inside the US marketplace very easily, to get access to, you know, us who want to buy their products and sell them. So it's just another stream for them to be able to plug into. You know, it's another customer base that they can plug into, and it's online. It's easy to access them. It's easy for them to share their products with us, and that's what we're trying to do here, is to make it easy. And if you're a vendor, another thing that you can think about, I mean, a vendor registers with INFINii, and they can place, you know, they can place items in our warehouse. They can also put them in our marketplace. They can create, you know, they can put them up in the marketplace so people can get them there, or they can create their own store, an INFINii store of their own, and have, you know, people buy products there. They could be the vendor, but then they could also create their own store, mark up their products, and then INFINii takes care of the fulfillment. So they could get involved with that too. They could do retail sales themselves as vendors if they wanted to do that themselves as well. Why not do it? It's an extra stream of income. So I hope I'm opening up your mind a little bit, sharing this information, and you're grasping it. If you have questions, guys, I know this is some detailed content and we're covering a lot of stuff tonight. If you have questions, if you're watching the webinar right now, you watch it in a replay, whenever you're watching it, put them down in the chat. We're not going to be able to answer them right now when we're on it, but I promise we will go through those comments. If you have questions, put them down in there. We will find the answers to those questions and we will answer them on future Hangout. So, you know, if you need more clarification, if you have some questions, I really hope that you'll go ahead and ask. We've got a lot of people here ready to answer the questions, and we want to help answer the questions for you. So do feel that you can do that. Do you have any comments so far, Letitia?
Not at the moment.
Okay. I'm re-going over some of the stuff. So I'm going to move on and kind of get to finishing it up here. We'll also have a center called INFINii Digital. And INFINii Digital is going to be something comparable to like a ClickBank or a JVZoo, where if you are someone who has created content that is a course, like maybe it's a course that teaches basic Facebook advertising, or maybe it's a course that teaches, you know, YouTube marketing, or it could be anything. You can utilize INFINii Digital, and you can put your course up for sale, or your digital content, or whatever your digital product is, and put it up into INFINii Digital and market it and sell it to people within our ecosystem. And that is really cool. We've got a very large, diverse group of people who are, I mean, I love the INFINii training. I love it. But sometimes I get more specific information that I want to learn, like specific stuff. And sometimes I'll get additional stuff to teach me how to do that. Like it's very specific things or more specialized. There's a lot of people that do a lot of different types of e-commerce in here. You know, you could have like a branding course and teach people how to really fine tune and create a brand that's unstoppable. All sorts of different things that you could do with digital products. If you have relationships with affiliate market or with people who own their own products, I mean, I'm gosh knows I'm in a lot of marketers' lists, and they create their own products, and I'm going to be contacting them to let them know, hey, you can sell that stuff up over in here. There's people that want to learn how to do this. You know, we want to learn how to do YouTube marketing. We want to learn how to do some of this other stuff. You can put that up in here. And again, if you put one of your products into INFINii Digital yourself, if you have products that you can sell, every time that product sells, business volume is generated. So every time, every time that sells, there's business volume generated in your INFINii structure. Outside of what you earn if you're the direct seller, business volume is generated if you are a member of INFINii and you're a partner. So that is extremely cool. It's extremely cool. I'm super excited about that. I know a lot of you do have relationships with marketers out there who do have their own digital products, and I hope this puts a light bulb in your head to go ahead and contact them and putting the bug in their ear about a new marketplace that's opening up with people who are looking for this content, that want it and will be willing to pay for it. It's another stream of income for them. It's another stream of income for you if you're an INFINii member and you refer them. You know, you're connecting up people with the products that they want. That's what you're doing. That's what you're getting paid for. So I think that's super exciting too. I have lots of people I'm contacting. I'm just going to mention too, and I was really floored. INFINii is going to be launching another digital product of their own as well. And I'm really super excited about this because they did attempt at launching a service that was similar. And I love this company because they're brave. They experiment. They have big ideas, you know, and they test and they learn and they grow. But they're going to be launching, and I showed a picture of it, and it's going to be called Signal Forge. But I know he's basically I know what they were working on before and what they were waiting for. And they worked very closely with the FTC and dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, got lawyers to sign off on it. But it's going to be an automated trading system. I'm super excited about this, super excited to see what it's going to look like, and I'm super excited to test it for myself as well. But INFINii Digital is going to be launching their own product here shortly that I think is going to just blow you away. So that's going to be in the marketplace too. And then I just am going to finish up real quick with something called INFINii Network. I know Lucia is versed in this. INFINii Network is the place where it's taught. So when you become a member of INFINii, you can elect to become a partner, which means that then you can refer people or vendors to INFINii. You can do something that's called Partners Plus, which basically gives you access to INFINii Network. And right now in INFINii Network, there are capture pages to help you to collect people's information, to help you build your INFINii business, to tell people right now it's limited to the e-commerce portion to get people interested in the e-commerce training that we have. But there are capture pages. There is an autoresponder built into it for you, so you don't, if you're beginning, you don't have to go out and get your own. Great place to learn, and it works great. I have tested it, and it works. And they have training to teach you how to do marketing. They have training that gets your feet wet, shows you how to put things together and what to do, so you can do what? So you can build your e-commerce business. Now, this is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, I just told you several different types of customers that you can go after. People that are interested in e-commerce training, people that have businesses where they want to sell their they're looking for customers to buy volume, like big volume amounts of their product, and they're looking to sell it at wholesale. You've got customers who are looking to sell their digital products and get them in a marketplace. So you can market to all these different types of groups of people, and INFINii Network will teach you how to do that. They're going to teach you how to do the marketing. Again, right now it's specifically focused on the e-commerce training, but I know that that's going to expand. And the training is really great. It's what's working now. It's over the shoulder training that shows you, what the trainer is doing, what the process is, how he's putting it together, how much he's spending. Very, very detailed. So that's excellent. It's a great place. I love the fact that the autoresponder is included. When you become more professional in your marketing, certainly I suggest getting a third-party one. But in the beginning, this one works extremely well, serves its purpose, and you can definitely succeed with it and learn and start generating income with it. And I'm going to definitely go ahead and let Lutisha jump in now, because I know that her and Joe are part of INFINii Network, and they are executing the training. So I'm going to let her talk about that a little bit too.
Yes, the INFINii marketing training is actually really wonderful. I mean, you can really go into it not knowing anything. And the training is so easy to follow. It's so step-by-step. And like you said, you really like the autoresponder, and the autoresponders are wonderful because they're a very easy to follow template. It tells you, what do you want a message for? Do you want the message to invite them to come to your capture page? Do you want it to invite them to look at your website? Are you looking to send out a message for them to come to a hangout like what we're doing here with Women at Top Team? And all you have to do is plug in your specifics, and everything else is there, and then it does the rest for you. And I love that. I think that's amazing, because I am not a marketer. I'm not a salesperson. And so all this was very new to me. And even for my husband has a business degree, and he works as a manager and a supervisor, but to actually sit down and do the videos and do the emails, that was still all new for him. And he does it. I mean, he does it quickly, and he learned it very, in very short time period. Works all day, comes home, has family time, and then spends an hour or two on the computer, and boom, he's done. He's got things going. And it's easy to go in and check on your progress or check what's going on. It's almost like picking up a how-to for dummy book. It's so simple.
I love that you just said that, because it's a great analogy. I mean, really, and I thought it was interesting too, because I went in there, I'm like, I can't believe how easy this thing is to set up. And for people, I apologize. I know there's probably some people on here who don't understand what an autoresponder is. We're talking marketing lingo now. And an autoresponder is simply a program that sends emails out to people. And these would be people that, they go to your capture page, which says enter your name and your email for more information, right? And then you get somebody's email address, and your email autoresponder sends them emails from you, and you can create those emails to say whatever you want. And they've made it really super simple and really easy to do that within the system. They have capture pages for you to use. I mean, it's really excellent. It's like marketing for dummies, and not that people are dummies, but I'm not going to go ahead and ignore that the technical aspect of that part of it is daunting for people. It is. And, they understand that. That's why most people fail at marketing, because there's moving pieces to it, right? You're trying to figure out how to craft your message, and you're trying to figure out how to brand yourself, and you're trying to figure out the right autoresponder messages to send. And incidentally, they just did a phenomenal training that's available to you in INFINii Network if you're a member right now. They just did a great training on how to structure your email follow-up and send and craft the right messages. And that's extremely important, because if you're interested in marketing, I mean, if you get people to opt in, that's one thing, that's great. But most people do not buy the first time they see something. You have to follow up with them on something, right? I mean, get in their head, and they have to think about it and ask different questions and pose it a different way, and maybe they didn't understand what you're saying, so then you send them to a blog post and it explains it a little bit more, and then, oh, hey, you know what, here's a presentation, a video presentation that explains it a little bit more. Okay, here's some more information. So there's great trainings available for you within INFINii Network. Again, it's beautiful work that they've done with the page. The sales pages are already in place for you. They have a great training on how to do your own video to brand yourself, and so people know who you are when they first are getting into your list, and they give you information on why that's important and how you can do it. And by the way, you don't even have to get on video if you don't want to, and they teach you how to do that. So again, INFINii Network is also part of our system, and again, it's there to help you learn how to market, and not just to people who are looking how to build their e-commerce businesses, but you can use these skills to reach vendors who are looking to get their products out there in the marketplace and reach their target customers, reach people, and you can utilize it to connect with marketers who want to sell more of their digital products and put them in more people's hands. I mean, so it's a very, very powerful system. Many of you who got on here probably didn't even realize how huge the scope of this company really is. Now, many of these things are not in place yet. It's coming down the pipe. Tomorrow evening, we are having another corporate hangout that's going to be talking a lot about time frames, rollouts, giving us specifics. So we are going to have more information about that, and I anticipate that we're probably going to be spending time explaining it to you next week on the Women of Top Team Hangout. I know that the ladies and I try to strive to give you good value and good content. I know there's a lot tonight, so again, feel free to ask questions, watch it again. If you want more detail, please do comment. We will be happy to answer and follow up with you to get that for you. And then, put us on your calendar. Put us on your calendar for next week at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will be following up, giving you more specifics, and giving you more resources, giving you more answers. And I'm pretty much talked out at this point. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, for being here, for coming to get some more information. If you're just loving what you hear, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. We have a great team. The Top Team is awesome. We have a lot of wonderful people that are constantly jumping in the group. Letitia is constantly jumping in. People have questions. She helps answer them. I do when I can as well. We've got a lot of knowledgeable people that are here to help. Whoever sent you the link to this, they send it to you because they care. They know this works. We're being successful building this. There's a yellow button under here. You can just click it and then go ahead and get started. Feel free to do that. Connect up with your sponsor, take some action, and let's get going. And of course, we always encourage you to ask more questions. Stay in contact and ask questions, and we will be happy to answer them for you. Letitia, why don't you say good night? Everybody, good night. I'm going to say good night and let Letitia finish it.
Julie, once again, you have been great. I love that you lead us and guide us in Women of Top Team. And once again, like Julie said, everybody in Top Team is helpful. They're knowledgeable. If one person doesn't know the answer, someone else does. Once you become part of Top Team, you're part of the family, and everybody's willing to help out and guide you. So, if you're scared that you're not going to know how to do something right, that's okay, because we all find ourselves in that place once in a while, and that's why we're a family and we help each other. So, don't be afraid to hit that yellow link and become part of the family. And thank you for joining us, and have a good evening.
Bye, guys.